Hello and welcome to this Excel tips video. I'm Sumit Bansal, and in this video I'm going to show you how to copy a table from Excel into Microsoft Word. Now here I have this table and I'm going to show you multiple ways to copy this data into Microsoft Word. Now here I have these products, I have these regions with the numbers, and I also have some formulas here. So this is the sum formula that gives me the sum for all these regions. Now I want to copy this data, this table, from here into this Microsoft Word document. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is to copy simple static table into Word. And to do that, you simply copy this data. So you can use Control C or Command C, or right click and then click on copy. Go to the Word document, place the cursor where you want the table, and then simply use the keyboard shortcut Control V, or come here in the Home tab and click on paste. And as soon as you do that, you'll see that the table has been pasted. Now this is just like any other table that you insert in Word. So you can format this table, you can resize it, you can place it anywhere you want. But one thing to note here is that these formulas would not work now. So I have this data, but in case I make any changes in this data, these formulas would not update. So you would have to manually update the formula. So if you want to simply get the static table in Microsoft Word, a simple copy paste would do. In case you do not want to get the formatting from Excel, so here I have the formatting here and the same formatting has been copied. Again, do the same thing, copy this table, go to Word, and here instead of pasting it, click on this downward pointing arrow, and here you have the option use destination style. So it will not copy the formatting from Excel, it will keep the formatting of Word. And in this case, my Word table formatting is to give a simple plain table. So you can copy with the formatting or without the formatting. Now let me show you how to copy the table where the data is linked between Excel and Word. Here again I have the same table, so I would copy this. So I would select this entire thing, use Control C or Command C, or right click and then copy, and then I would go to the Word document. Now in this case, I do not want to simply paste a static table. I want these tables to be connected in such a way that if I make any changes in Excel, then that change is also reflected in the table in Microsoft Word. So to do that, I would go to the Home tab, and instead of clicking on paste, I would click on this downward pointing arrow. It shows me more options, and here I click on paste special. Now in the paste special dialog box, you have these two options, paste and paste link. And in this case, I'm going to go with paste link, and I'm also going to cover paste option and how it works in the next section. But let's go with paste link here, and then click on Microsoft Excel worksheet object. And what it does is it copies the table from Excel, and you can see the ranges here, sheet 1, R1C1 to R7C5 in the R1C1 format. And here it is going to paste this as an object in such a way that it is still linked to your Microsoft Excel table. So if you make any changes in Excel, that changes are reflected in real time in Microsoft Word. See what happens when I click OK, I get this table. Now this table is not like any regular Word table. If I double click on it, it is going to open the Excel table with which it is linked. And for this, both of these files have to be opened. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you side by side how it works. So I have the Word document here and I have the Excel document on the left. See what happens? I have 57 here and I have 57 here. If I change this to, let's say, 5700, you can see in real time that data also updates in the table in Microsoft Word. And this happens because these two are linked, these two are connected. Now, one thing you need to remember when using this method is that when you share these files, let's say you want to share this Microsoft Word file with someone, then you would also have to share the Excel file, else this connection would be broken and they would not be able to update this data from Excel. So they can still treat this as a regular table, but it would not be linked to Excel if this link is broken. Similarly, if this Excel file is deleted or if you change the name, then this link would be broken. So this is a great method in case you have a lot of data in Excel and you only want to pick up, let's say, summary data or some specific table or charts and put it in Microsoft Word in such a way that in case you make any changes in your dashboard, in your reports in Excel, those are reflected in real time in Microsoft Word. Then this is how you can copy this table from Excel into Word when these are linked. And finally, let me show you a third way to copy an Excel table and put it into Microsoft Word. And this method is amazing. What this does is it is going to copy this table from Excel and I can put this in Microsoft Word, but I do not need to worry about these two files being together and there need to be a link between these two files. My Excel file can be deleted. I don't need the Excel file. everything that I copied would be here in Microsoft Word. And if I want to make any changes to the data, I can open Excel worksheet right from within the Word document. Let me show you how it works. So I'd copy this data. I would copy this, so Control C or Command C. Then I would go to the Word document, and here I would go to Paste, open the Paste Special dialog box, and here I have the Paste option selected. And then again, I click on the Microsoft Excel worksheet object and then click on OK. Now, it may look as if this is just a simple regular table, just like we copied in the last two methods, but here is what is different. If I want to make any changes, if I want these formulas to be working, if I want to open the Excel worksheet right from within the Word, I simply need to double click on this table and see what happens when I do that. It is going to open the Microsoft Excel document, which is a part of the Word document itself. You can see it says worksheet in document 1, and the name of my Word document is document 1, or whatever the name here is. It will show you worksheet in that document. Now what has happened is I can make any changes to this table here and it would be reflected in real time in this table here. So let's say I come here and I color these, and I also change the value here to 1500. And now when I close this, see what happens? That change is reflected here in the table in Microsoft Word. Now you do not need to maintain the Excel file separately. You can share this document with anyone. You can put this in a network drive, and this is still going to work because what we have here is an Excel document within the Word document. So if you double click on this, it opens the worksheet which is linked with this table. So this is the document that it opens. You can make any changes you want in this data, and when you close it, it would be reflected in this data here, and you can just go on working like you're working in Microsoft Word. Now one caution with this method is that because it has embedded the Excel worksheet within the Word document, this is going to increase the size of your Word document. So if you have a huge table and a huge Excel sheet, then it is advisable that you do not use this method. But if you just want to copy a couple of charts, a couple of tables, then you can easily use this method. So these are 3 ways that you can copy an Excel table from Excel into Microsoft Word. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Also, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you never miss out on any new Excel tips video I come up with. Thank you and have a nice day.